Next up, how do we water these really tiny plants? Right, one thing to remember, try not to get any water in the very center because that'll kill the plant. So let's just put them right here, and I'll show you how I water these really small plants. I get my water and I just hit them right around, just right around there. Just a real good soaking. But usually I like to get a little bit closer to the roots, so I get really nice and close and just soak it like that. You just got to be careful not to get any water into the center. And then I put them right back to where the markings show. So just put them right back there, okay? When you're watering these plants with this moss stuff, what you're gonna want to do is just spray it really quickly. Just spray that moss really nice before you water it, right? Just spray that really nice. Make sure the moss is looking good and wet. And then you can water it like usual. Same for this plant. And for these two, just water them like you water this one, just with straight water, no spray, okay? And again, make sure you don't get water into the very center. Next up, I've got this plant number 13. And what we're gonna do with this guy is we're just gonna crank this guy a bunch. So let me show you how I do that. I just take it and I just do this a bunch. Usually you want your water to be above this kind of marking right here. If it gets below this, it might start spitting air. So at that point, I usually fill it up a little bit. So just hit this a bunch of times. I would say about 30, 40 times is what I usually go for. So now there's quite a bit of resistance, and it's been about 40 pumps. So now what I like to do is just start spraying like this. Here, let me give you a POV. So I just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I just keep doing that over the whole surface, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I usually stop watering it when it's nice and wet. See how wet that is? That's about what you want to do at least once a day, 2 times a day preferably.